Yes, 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 people. That is more like it. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest nil. And you know what? I know I predicted a draw, but what happened today really pleased me because our style of players come back. People, we're attack minded. We're getting into a style again that is beautiful to watch, attractive attacking football. And for me, it is more than just Martin Odegaard arriving back. We're going to get into it. Make sure you do me a favor. Smash the likes up, people. Let's get these likes up big time. Hit the likes if you were happy with how we played today. That's how we'll do it. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe to the channel as well, which is free to do. We're getting close to the big 3-0, people. So let's make sure that we get there ASAP. Hit the like and the subscribe if you were happy with how we played today, because I certainly was. It was beautiful. Haven't long been home myself. Enjoyed it. And do you know what else I enjoyed? I don't normally enjoy seeing Tottenham win, but my goodness, it was really good to see today because I'm enjoying this Manchester City crumble. It's tasting pretty nice. But although we can't laugh too loud because we're still not in a great position. But it's beautiful to see, isn't it? Like, let's just be real. Yeah. Phil Foden is 24. Haaland is 24. Rico Lewis is 21. Who else is there? John Stones and Jack Grealish are 28 and 29, I believe. Doku is quite a youngster. Savinho is quite a youngster. But the Man City fans on TalkSport are crying because they've got an old squad now. There's only Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and Gundogan, who they bought back, by the way, that are old. All the others are fairly young. So what are you moaning about, City? Get on with it. Gvardiol, he's another youngster that I've missed. So stop moaning. Get on with it. You've got a brilliant manager. Got a brilliant squad. It's time to play catch up. 5 losses in a row for Manchester City. And you know what? I don't even care that it's Spurs that are beaten because Spurs are Spursy. They'll go lose to Fulham at the weekend probably because that's what they do. They lost to Ipswich at home. They beat Man City and smashed them at the Etihad. And then they'll probably go lose to Fulham. So Tottenham are just Tottenham. Yeah. But let's just have it right. It is beautiful to see right now Manchester City in a mess. Because as bad as we've been, we ain't lost 5 in a row. In fact, I don't remember the last time we lost 5 in a row. Probably back in the days when Mikel Arteta had just arrived. And in fact, even when he came, I don't think we lost 5 in a row. And we certainly haven't lost 4-0 in a long time, let alone 4-0 at home to Tottenham. Wow. They are a mess. Manchester City, you are a mess. And it is beautiful to see. So let's talk about Arsenal because that's what really matters today. Manchester City is always fun to see, right? But let's just be real. It's about what we do. And today, we really did the business. Let's start with the team lineup because I was a little deflated. I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at the team lineup and I thought, what's happening here? Where's the rotation? Why is the rotation here? Who's fit? Who isn't fit? Why are we seeing players on the bench? I think it was genuinely a fitness problem. I think there's players right now that Mikel Arteta can't trust to start and believes would be better to come off from the bench or on from the bench, or maybe, like we saw with Martinelli and Rice and Havertz, if you can get away with not playing them, don't play them. So when I looked at it, I think you've got to be real about this now. Mikel Arteta was sensible with the squad today because he looked at it and felt he could get past Forest with the side that he put out. And let's be real, from minute 1 to minute 90, we dominated. And at one stage at 1-0, I felt that there was an opportunity for us to go 2 or 3 up. And when we hadn't, you always have that doubt in your mind at half time at being 1-0 that second goal's got to come. And then it did come pretty quickly. And if I'm honest with you, the third goal is the one that I love the most because of the guy that I'm titling it about, Ethan Nwaneri. Brilliant to see today. So look, that summed it up in a nutshell. Let's deep it. Let's delve into this more because there's a lot to talk about today. I want to, funny enough, start with clean sheet at the Emirates. That was so important. Yeah, they had a couple of chances. Forest, I expected them to. If I'm honest with you, if I'm brutally honest, I expected them to score. I do feel like they're a good side and I think they're well drilled. And I think Nuno got out Nuno today by Mikel Arteta, who I thought was spot on. I actually do believe that it was a pretty easy, convincing win. And everything went right for Mikel Arteta. He got everything spot on. I think the subs, the team selection, the tactics, the areas of the game, the key components, who he needed to trust to find space. 10 out of 10. I don't know what more I can do but say a massive well done to the manager because He needed that performance. We needed that performance. The fans needed to see that performance. And I just think the style of play was something that I questioned over the last few weeks. We saw a really good style of play today, and I hope that we continue to play like that, because if we do, we've got a great chance of going on a run. David Raya today, his distribution was outstanding, I thought. Absolutely outstanding. There was a couple he put out of his hands. There was a couple he kicked out of his hands. There was a couple he rolled out. Everything that he did just was magic. It was starting moves off. He was starting attacks. He was using pinpoint accuracy as well as quickening the game up. His vision was outstanding. I thought that his starts of creative chances were quite underrated, if I'm honest with you. You look at his performance and you think, why are we bigging up Raya? It was 3-0, clean sheet. Did he have much to do? Actually, he did have quite a lot to do, because he was being involved in a lot of the play today. He was actually acting like one of the centre-halves along with Saliba and Gabriel. I was really impressed with Raya today. I thought he was really good, because sometimes you look at the goalkeeper to say, look, I want you to have a quiet game, but when we need you, stay alert. Not only was he alert for most of the game, he was actually really getting involved with most of the play. He had quite a lot of touches of the ball today, Raya, which is crazy for a goalkeeper when you're so dominant. Why would you need to be passing to the goalkeeper and using him? But we were. And I thought he was really good, man. So I've got to say big up to him, because I thought he was excellent today, David Raya. And a clean sheet, which is one that he hasn't had for a while. One we certainly haven't had at the Emirates for what feels like a long time. I think, in fact, it's the last one that we had was PSG in the Champions League and Shakhtar. But in the Premier League, you have to go as far back as the first game of the season, I think, against Wolves, which was the last time that we kept a clean sheet. So really good for him today. Really pleased for him. And I will say that Gabriel and Calafiori on that left-hand side was solid. Really, really solid. And I think actually is starting to form a little bit of a little bit of confidence in each other. Not going to say a partnership yet, because, his partnership is more with Saliba, but also we haven't seen him enough yet, Calafiori. But I really felt like on the ball today, he was really confident. And both of them are starting to get used to each other. Calafiori was a hell of a lot more confident on the ball than I've seen most in the Premier League when he's on the ball. I think what he does on the ball is something that perhaps we bought him for in terms of his attributes, but certainly he can defend as well. I also think on the right-hand side, wow. Let me not just say any player on the right-hand side that didn't have a good game, because actually no one had a bad game. But I will tell you this, our right-hand side was outstanding. It was electric. I thought Timber was one of the best players on the pitch. I thought everything he did was touch to gold. I thought everything he touched turned to gold. Sorry. I thought everything that we tried to do that was good in the first half in particular went through Timber. I thought he was brilliant. And I've got to say this, I like Ben White. In fact, I love Ben White. But I actually think Timber could be a better right back than him. Like, I genuinely believe if we get to a stage now that Ben White's out, I don't think if he stays fit, we will miss Ben White, because I think Timber offers us so much more as a right back. I just think he's a better right back. I've got to be real. I think he's a better fullback, should I say. Ben White has been phenomenal, and people might be screaming at me now saying, what? You're out of order. Ben White's been phenomenal. He has. He's been absolutely outstanding. In fact, he's been one of our most consistent players, and he's been a key element as to why we've done so well in the last couple of seasons. But I'm going to say it out loud. I think Urian Timber's going to be a better fullback than Ben White. I think he looks so good. I think he looks more athletic. I think he can do more of the balance of going forward and backwards. I think Ben White, sometimes we're praying that he overlaps a bit more than Saka. Timber looks to be right with him the whole time. There looks to be a telepathy of him on the right-hand side. He's slotted in very, very well. I know he can play on the left as well, but more naturally, he's a right back. I think he is definitely the best right back at the club. I've got to say it. I think I've seen enough now to know he's a good fullback, but I've seen enough at right back to know that he's one of the best players on the pitch. And I remember when we signed him, I got excited because I really felt like it was going to be a phenomenal signing. And when he got the ACL and was out for that season last year, I thought that is a big, big blow, because I really thought this guy was going to light the place up. And I think he's now doing that. And Timber deserves a mention today to be one of the players of the match. I thought he was absolutely superb. So, yeah. Saliba. Just mustard, mate. Just absolute mustard. He played Taiwo Awoniyi today because he always scores against Arsenal. He bodied Saliba last year, if you remember. I know we won the game, but they scored. At the City Ground the year before that, they beat us 1-0 and ruined our title race, and Awoniyi scored. Today, he didn't get a sniff because, let's be real, Saliba ate him up. Gabriel deserves a mention, but Saliba ate him up. They had to bring Chris Wood on, and let's be real, then the threat started changing a little bit in terms of smashing balls into Wood, which we expected. But Saliba ate it up. I thought he was magnificent. I've got to say it. Zinchenko come on, and let's be real, he's not quite as good as Calafiori, is he, in terms of his positioning and his defensive abilities. Most of the time he's playing in midfield, but fair play to him today when he did come on, kept the ball pretty well. We move into midfield, and I have to big up Jorginho for his first half performance, because I actually thought he was superb. I thought every single ball that he got, he gave us the right tempo for what we needed in that game. And that was just to relax a little bit, just to stifle out Forest a little bit, just to frustrate Forest a little bit. And I know that he got a booking because he does get done with his pace, and he should have got booked, to be fair, because he just took Elanga out. Elanga just completely did him, and he just went, yep, yoink, see you later. You're coming down. I will say this, though. Simon Hooper had booked 3 of our players in 43 minutes. And we had about 90% of the possession, and it was not a nasty game. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But I don't want to blame referees. We won the game quite comfortably, and the referee didn't ruin the game, so we can't mention him today. But look, I've got to be real. I thought Jorginho's first half performance was very, very good. Now let's go into where it really did turn it on. I'm going to mention Trossard and Jesus first, because I don't think they were outstanding today, but I don't think they were horrendously shambolic. They're 2 players that actually need a little bit of a confidence boost at the moment, so I don't want to start slating them. Jesus, he just looks finished, doesn't he? He just doesn't look lively enough. He doesn't look like he offers much. He looks like the guy that is available, but you don't really want to give him the ball because you feel like he's going to lose it. That's how I kind of saw him today. I don't think that we looked worse without Havertz. I'll say that. I actually think we looked better. I think we looked more creative. I think we created a hell of a lot more. I think we looked more fluid. I think we had a little bit more creativity, more fluidity, more kind of tenacious play, more flair. I thought it was a lot more free-flowing without Kai Havertz. And that's not a dig at Kai Havertz. It's just what he's being asked to do at the moment is stand a little bit deep, hold hands with Partey, drift out to the right, hold hands with Saka. And he was kind of lurking and getting in the way at times, if I'm honest with you. Maybe that's harsh because he scores goals. But I felt today, without him, we didn't just miss him. We actually looked better without him. And I think what that does is it says we need a number 9 badly, because Havertz needs to be that kind of sub or that option to bring on for a different dimension striker. Like when we had Giroud and you want to bring on Giroud for 25 minutes. That's what Havertz needs to be for us. We badly need a striker. What it did say to us is that actually we've got Jesus and we still need a number 9 because he isn't the guy to replace or upgrade on Havertz. That's what that did for me. Trossard today, yeah, he frustrates a lot of people at the moment. I get that. But there was a couple of really good moments he had with the football where technically he is just so gifted. Using both feet, able to drift in and out of space, able to link up play, able to take on players. The agility the guy's got is brilliant. He's got that kind of low centre of gravity. He's great to watch at times. He needs to sort his set pieces out because I think his corners are poor. But other than that, let's be real, it wasn't a bad performance. And then we come to the 2 stars of the show today, Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Let's start with Saka. I genuinely believe we have one of the best players in the league on our hands here. I don't think it's spoken about enough. You can throw Haaland and Foden and Salah and Palmer and these guys at me if you want. I'm more than happy to discuss how great they are. But I think this guy needs to be put right in there now. Another goal and assist today. I think he's got near on 15 goals and assists already in just 12 games. It's just ridiculously phenomenal what he's doing at the moment. In fact, let me actually have a look at it. It's not as many as that, but it's not far off. His stats are phenomenal. And today, he just proved why he's so important for us, right? He's proved why he's important for us. Yeah, 11 games, 4 goals, 8 assists. Come on. 12 GA in just 11 games. This is what we're looking at, people. This is what we're looking at. In fact, has that been updated? Are we on 11 games or 12 games now? Because if we're on 12 games, he's got 14 GA in 12 games. This is crazy. What we're seeing right now is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I have been so impressed by him this season because when the chips were down and when we were looking towards somebody, Saka was turning up. Saka was turning up against Liverpool in big games. Saka was turning up in unbelievable games over the last years, but people don't always remember those. He turns up in big games. And do you know what? When he doesn't have to have a big game, but it's still an important game like it was today in terms of a must-win, who's there? It's me. It's Bukayo. He is phenomenal. The goal is sensational. And to be fair, it's him who starts it. Yeah, he sets up Partey for the second, but actually what he does in the first is really, really impressive. The link-up play with Ødegaard is phenomenal. The pass for Ødegaard is just absolutely exquisite. And the way that he takes that, you think, hit it, and then he doesn't hit it, and he takes one more. Hit it, he doesn't hit it, he takes one more. And the firepower of that shot. Wow. The power is a bullet. Absolute bullet. Saka was phenomenal today. And considering he's only had one training session, this kid is just a machine. Absolute machine. And we need to look after him. I'm glad it was good to see him come off today. It really was. Then we come to player of the match. Oh, wow. How good was Martin Ødegaard today? Absolutely phenomenal. In fact, Dave and Dor texted me and said, your Norwegian lad's pretty good. Who's he? Because we have missed him. And he was good against Chelsea, don't get me wrong, but this game was just exquisite. He was superb. It looked like a player that had missed playing football. It looked like a player that had just allowed himself to walk on the pitch and say, I'm going to prove to everybody what they've missed and why I'm the best player on the pitch. And he was the best player on the pitch by head and shoulders above everyone else. Absolutely outstanding. Mafia Boss says, Saka is him, Dan. Do you know what? Saka is him, but Martin Ødegaard was definitely him today. For me, he was man of the match. Absolute player of the match by far. He was superb. Absolute magician's performance. And players put in performances like that, and you're talking about them for a while, but it becomes quite typical with Martin Ødegaard now. It does. It becomes quite a typical performance. You speak about Martin Ødegaard today and you think, oh, yeah, it's great to watch, isn't it? And you think, what? It's more than that. But because people are talking like it's just normal, that's how typical of a performance he's had. He was beautiful on the ball. He was gliding across the pitch. He kept the ball in unbelievable positions. He found the best amount of space. And they couldn't deal with him. They had no idea how to deal with him. Dominguez was getting annoyed. He was kicking players. Ryan Yates doing his best impression to try and get booked as quickly as he could. He was not good enough to deal with him. Neither was the Forest midfield. And he just waltzed round them. He was beautiful to watch today. He was by far my favourite player to watch. And you know what? When I look at performances like that, I think to myself, you are not only one of our best players, you're one of my favourite players to watch. Like when we were on Song and Arsenal at their best, he is one of the best players to watch. And every time he's on the ball, you feel like something's going to happen. The technical ability is outstanding. The vision, the pass rate. Yeah, he keeps onto the hold of the ball sometimes too much. Sometimes he might take too many touches. There was an opportunity he had, I think, to shoot, and he kept onto the ball. And sometimes I think, I wish you'd have more confidence in yourself because you can hit the ball with your left foot. And he's always trying to see a thread through ball pass. He's one of those guys that would actually take an assist over a goal. He would rather put the ball on a plate for someone than score the goal himself. He's always been like that, it seems. So you get players like that. Bergkamp was the same. So I don't really understand what more Martin Ødegaard has to do to convince people. I'm not going to say I was a doubter because I never doubted his ability. I doubted his goals and assists. That's something I did do. Funny enough, I actually compared them to James Maddison, another one who scored 2 goals today. But he is a player who just delivers every season in terms of goals and assists. I think for Leicester, he got 12 goals, 16 goals, 18 goals, and the GA was like in the 20s for like 3 seasons running. And I thought that's the sort of player I want him to kind of look at goals and assists wise. There's no doubt that Ødegaard is a better footballer in terms of his technical ability and what he can do on the football than James Maddison. But his goals and assists then started to go. Because I think he'd come to Arsenal and he got like 4 assists and 7 goals in a season. And then it was like 4 goals and 7 assists the next game. And I'm thinking, I need to see more than just 11 goals and assists from him. And then he got 15 goals, and I think he got about 10 assists that year that we went for the title. Last season, he was right up there in GA as well. And this season, we're starting to see why he's so important. And I do think that he now, when we go on a run, which I think we will do, he will be the reason that people are looking at it. And I think it's more than just Ødegaard, but I think he allows us to give us much more of an attack-minded play. His play is so much better. So, yeah, we're in a position right now, aren't we, where we can look at Martin Ødegaard as one of the most important players, for sure. The other thing I need to mention is the telepathy between him and Saka, because they complete that right-hand side. We're great with Timber. I love Saliba. We've got Rice or Partey, whoever it wants to be. And then on that right-hand side, we've got Ødegaard, Saka, and they just look so good together. They've got an understanding. There's the telepathy, the communication's there. They don't need to talk. It's just there in their head. They look so good together. So I just personally believe that you look at those two, you've always got a chance. I didn't believe we were going to win today. We've been playing so badly, guys. Come on. Let's just be real. The last win was against Southampton. And I felt coming up against Forest, who beat Liverpool at Anfield, a team that's, to be real, after losing to Newcastle, I thought maybe there was a potential for a slip up. But I felt that we could be in trouble today, but only by a point. I thought we'd draw, basically, is what I predicted. A lot of people said that we'd lose. A lot of people said that we'd draw. Some were just saying win because please, we've got to. I don't know if there was any belief with that. I think they were just like, we just must win, just win. But you know what? We didn't just win today. We win comfortably. We win convincingly. We dominate from start to finish. We don't concede any sloppy passes or goals or opportunities. We just were solid, resolute, clean sheet. Great performance from keeper and defence. Superb in midfield, which I'll come back to. Brilliant in front of goal. And superb with our play between Saka and Ødegaard. One player I haven't mentioned, who I think deserves a mention, and I've left him for a reason. Merino today. Really impressed. Really, really impressed. I thought he had a real good sort of glimpse against Chelsea. And I thought, yeah, okay. I did see more of that. I thought we saw more of it today. I thought we did. I really thought there was more glimpses of quality from Mikel Merino today. And I want to see more from it. And that's the sort of position I want to be seeing him in terms of that attacking 8 to drive us forward. Because I felt that not only was he good going forward, he was actually really good winning the ball back. I thought he was really good driving us forward. I thought he was really good with intercepting. I thought he was really good with, you know, when you get a midfielder player and you think he's just doing the things right and he's doing everything that we need right now to keep the ball moving. That was what I saw from Merino plus more. I didn't really see that enough when he was playing, well, in the last few games that he has played. I wanted to give him time because you can't look at someone in 4 or 5 games and go, I've seen enough, he's not ready. I was really impressed with him today. I thought he was excellent, in fact. So that gives me a little bit more positive confidence in what he might be able to do. It gives me some reassurance that actually our left-hand side might look a little bit better in the next few weeks. Calafiori and Merino, if they stay fit, will actually start to try and replicate what we've got so brilliantly on the right-hand side on the left. Because I think Mikel Arteta wants to see Calafiori and Gabriel, Mikel Merino and Martinelli or Trossard with Havertz. That's what I think he wants to see. And I think we'll start to see that now within the next couple of weeks. That's what we need to see. So I shout out to him today. I thought he was brilliant. Merino deserves definitely a lot of credit. Thomas Partey, what a goal. What a goal. Saka again, great assist. Great vision. Saw him outside the box. Referee tries to do his best to get in the way of the shot. But what a shot it was. Delightful. And I've got to say, he was an absolute monster again when he come on. He's been our best player this season, out and field player. You know, you could say it's between him and Raya potentially. So I'll say outfield player, Partey's been the best. He has been superb. And he was again today. He just keeps things ticking. He looks comfortable on the ball. He wins it back and he gets rid of it quickly and he looks to keep the play moving. I think he's brilliant in transition. He's a phenomenal number 6. Let's just have it right. He's one of the best number 6s in the league. And he has been for the last 3-4 years. He really has. He's that good. The problem with Partey is he doesn't stay fit usually. But when he is fit, he's one of the best. He really is one of the best. Smash the likes up, people. Make sure you do me a favor and hit subscribe. Need to get subscriptions up to 30k. Make sure you go follow sponsorship some love. Manscaped.com, FTM20 for the code, 20% off for Christmas. Go and get your beard trimmers for your family members. Or if you want to treat yourself, 20% off at the moment, FTM20. Look, to close the show, I think what I need to talk about is Ethan Nwaneri. He came on along with some others who deserve a mention when they come on, get minutes in the legs and try and change things up. Raheem Sterling as well, come on. Jacob Kiwior, come on for minutes in the legs. And Sterling actually did really well for the Nwaneri goal. But Nwaneri came on and he just lifted the Emirates again. And I'm thinking this 17-year-old is exciting everybody. The fans want to see him. The fans want to see this guy. I am in a position where I absolutely love seeing the number 53 getting ready to come on. I'm excited. I'm like, come on, let's do this. Ethan Nwaneri is a star. He is going to be an absolutely superb player. I'm not overhyping him. I'm not getting carried away. I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm telling you all that Ethan Nwaneri is going to be a star. I saw it with Phil Foden. I saw it with Bukayo Saka. I saw it with Wayne Rooney. And I'm seeing it with Ethan Nwaneri. There is no way that I compare this guy to anybody that come through at Arsenal yet. But I will tell you this. I am on the same level of excitement I was when Jack Wilshere, Ashley Cole and Bukayo Saka come through. That is how I rate this guy. And I was so pleased to see him come on, and I was even more pleased to see him score a goal. But the first thing he does is he drops his shoulder. He dummies and takes it past Murillo, who, by the way, is a phenomenal player. And this season has been looked at as one of the better players for Forest. He drops the shoulder again. He cuts inside and he just puts it wide. But he has a dig. Now, that to me shows confidence, fearlessness. And let's remember, he's not just done this at the Emirates a couple of times. He did this at the San Siro when he came on against Inter Milan as well. He's looking to be that star. He's looking to make that difference. He's looking to create that moment that wins us the game or makes people talk about it or makes people point the fingers to it. He is a talent. Trust me, this guy is going to be a superstar. And I look at Ethan and I just think, you're one of our best subs right now. I need to see more of him. Big up to Sterling as well, because he does deliver the cross to him. And the way that he hits it, again, one thing on his mind, I'm going to score. None of this, it shouldn't really come to me. And I don't know, I'm not really the guy who scores. I'm only 17. I'm supposed to come on and try and pass it to someone. Boom, get it in there. Smash it in. And that's what he did. And I've got to say, from where I was sitting, I didn't even see him pop up. I was looking at Jesus. He was actually in my eye line where I sit at the North Bank by the corner flag. I was like, where did he come from? It was Ethan. That was my reaction to the goal. And I was so pleased because he deserves it. I want to see more of him, people. I need to see more of Ethan. I want to see him coming on. I want to see him starting cup games. I want to see him used in the Champions League games. I need to see this guy right now rewarded for the talent that he's got. And I was very, very encouraged listening to Mikel Arteta's press conference at the end. I was really, really encouraged by saying that we're going to look after him. He's going to get more minutes. Everybody wants to see more of Ethan. The fans are happy with Ethan. I think one of his titles for his HTV press conference was "The crowd loved to see Ethan." He knows the crowd want to see him. He heard the Emirates lift. He heard the Emirates roar when they scored. That's what we want to be seeing. Give this kid a chance, because trust me, he's going to deliver. He's delivered against Bolton. He's delivered against Preston. He came on against Bournemouth and Leicester and lifted the place when we needed it lifted as well, by the way. And now he's come on and scored the goal that's basically killed the game off at 3-0 Arsenal. This is a talent. He is a baller, and I want to see him. 4 goals from 3 starts, as Mohammed says in the chat. Let's get this guy on the ball. He deserves it. I've been so impressed. So to close, what happens now? Well, we've got a very important game against Sporting Lisbon, which we need to win, because we need to win all of our remaining games. If we want to be going through the top 8, we've got to win all 4, in my opinion. So we have to beat Sporting Lisbon. They've just lost their manager, who has gone to Manchester United. They've still got Victor Gyökeres, who is a very dangerous talent. They've got Diamande and players in midfield that I rate, so they are going to be difficult. I think it will be more of a squad-rotated game. I expect to see Rice starting, Havertz back in the side. I expect to see Martinelli play. I do expect to see Ødegaard and Saka play, because they came off and got subbed. I expect to see Marino in that midfield as well. So maybe Partey misses out of this one. At the back, I think it's quite clear at the moment. We're going to have to play Timber and Calafiori at the moment because of injuries. And then at the back, Gabriel and Saliba with Raya in goal. So I expect to see a very strong side that plays Tuesday night. We have to win. And then we go to West Ham away. And the reason this game is so important is not just because it's West Ham and it's a derby and the West Ham fans get very cocky and it's Declan Derby and all this crap that they come out with. Not only do we just need to beat West Ham, we play first and then we can relax and we can watch Liverpool City. If we've won that game, that is going to be beautiful to watch, people. Because really and truly, someone's going to lose as long as we've won. Because if City lose, I think it's title done for them. They would go 11 points behind them in 13 games played. That is mad. That's mad. It means they've got to drop 4 games, Liverpool, and City have got to win all them 4 games, plus go and beat them for the rest of them. No, that would be too much. Like it would be if we was to lose another game. We need to go on a run now. We need to. What do we want, though? Do we want City to win this game? Do we want Liverpool to win this game? Or do we want it to be a draw? Because my first instinct is I want it to be a draw. If I had to pick a team right now, I think I'm picking City to win, because I don't want Liverpool. I need Liverpool to somehow drop points. And I think games against Man City are the kind of more important teams, or more likelihood that they probably lose. The way Man City are playing at the moment, I don't see them winning at Anfield. I just don't. In fact, I think actually Liverpool will probably win this game, the way Man City are playing. A draw would still be good. Man City, if they lose, I'm not going to cry about it by any means. But Liverpool, when are they going to drop points? They've got really hard games coming up. They've actually got through half of their hard fixtures. They've beaten the Villas. They've gone and beaten teams that I don't know that we thought they were going to lose to, but they beat Bayern Leverkusen. They've got Real Madrid coming up. They've got City coming up. They've got Newcastle away. They've got Everton away. Sorry, is it Everton away? I think it might be Everton away. So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. But I will say this. Trust me. Trust me. This season is a mad season. And anything can happen. Chelsea are still sniffing round. Brighton are still sniffing round. Arsenal are sniffing round. It's looking like Liverpool's there to lose right now, if I'm honest with you. I know it's early, but when we were this many points ahead, everyone said it's Arsenal's to lose. When we were 8 points clear, they've gone 9 points clear ahead of us. Yeah, if they win tomorrow, which I think they will, 9 points ahead of us, and they will go 8 points ahead of City. It's theirs to lose, man. When we were 8 points clear, it was ours to lose, and I agreed with that. We bottled it. Will Liverpool bottle it under Rani's slot? Let's see. I'm waiting for the slot machine to go bang, and I hope it's soon. I hope it's soon. People, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit subscribe, make sure you get us up to 30k. Thank you so much for super chats, comments, interaction as ever. I will be back with more content tomorrow, so please make sure you do me a favor and hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Check out manscaped.com, FTM20, FTM20, and you will get 20% off. Make sure you do that for Christmas. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, and as always, up the Arsenal. Laters, people.